6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dilini Gunawardena and read by Geethanjali Ramanayake. The headlines. An all-party conference is scheduled under the patronage of the President. The Premier emphasizes the significance of the role of government officials in overcoming the prevailing crisis. The Central Bank Governor is hopeful that the IMF will receive all financial assurances for debt restructuring. The Indian High Commissioner underscores the importance of Sri Lanka-India cooperation. Lanka Sathosa slashes the prices of 6 essential food items. In foreign news, US and Germany are ready to send tanks to Ukraine. At sports tennis, Victoria Azarenka supports Novak Djokovic and says players aren't villains. News in detail. The President's Media Division reports an all-party conference is scheduled to be held tomorrow at the Presidential Secretariat under the patronage of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Accordingly, the leaders of political parties representing the Parliament have been called for the all-party meeting, which will be held tomorrow at 4 p.m. in order to reach a consensus and improve national harmony. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena states the government officials should take the initiative and be energetic in order to overcome the prevailing crisis, which has broadened the inequalities of the society. Everyone is undergoing the hardships caused by the crisis at present. Efficiency of the government servants in their duties is of significant importance in this situation. They should do their best to serve the public. The Premier expressed these views at the postgraduate convocation of the Sri Lanka Institute of Development Administration. The Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe is hopeful that the IMF will be able to receive financial assurances from all the Sri Lanka's creditors pertaining to the island's debt restructuring plan in a very short period. Speaking at a press conference this afternoon, Dr. Veerasinghe noted that while India has given clear financial assurances to the IMF, which is acceptable by their standards, the other bilateral creditors, including China, the Paris Club, and other smaller creditors, are currently in the process of issuing these assurances. He further mentioned that issuance of financial assurances is a matter between the creditors and the IMF. Dr. Veerasinghe also explained that initially the creditors will issue the said letter to the IMF, following which the global money lender will decide whether the financial assurances received are sufficient to progress with the IMF board approval for the extended fund facility Sri Lanka is currently waiting on. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle, says cooperation and working together would be of significant importance for Sri Lanka and India on the journey that lies ahead for both nations to celebrate the centenary of independence. He made this observation on Tuesday, addressing the gathering at the Rhythm of Harmony show held at the concert hall of the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall to mark the 74th Republic Day of India with the participation of President Ranil Wickremesinghe. The UDX, a globally acclaimed musical band from Nagaland in India, performed at the show along with the Sri Lankan heavy metal quintet band Stigmata. The High Commissioner further stated that these two bands were selected to perform at the event to mark the close relationship between the two countries through shared civilization, aspirations of peace, progress, prosperity, and friendship. The Sri Lanka Navy seized over 60 kilograms of Kerala cannabis on the beaches of the Analathiv Island in Jaffna on Tuesday. The consignment, which had washed ashore, was seized by the Sri Lanka Navy ship Elara in the Northern Naval Command in a joint operation with the Cairns Police and has a street value of over 20 million rupees. Sri Lanka Navy reported the stock of cannabis was packed in 25 packages and was found on the shores of the Analathiv Island in 2 sacks, adding that the consignment is believed to have been left behind by smugglers. Accordingly, the narcotics have been handed over to the Cairns Police for further legal action. Lanka Satusa has slashed the prices of 6 essential food items. Accordingly, the cost of a kilogram of dried chilies is 1,700 rupees, while a kilogram of local white raw rice costs 169 rupees. A kilogram of red kakulu rice is 179 rupees. The price of a kilogram of white nadu rice is 184 rupees. A kilogram of kiri samba rice costs 235 rupees. The price of red dal has been reduced to 365 rupees. Accordingly, the revised prices will be effective from tomorrow at all Lanka Satusa stores across the island. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Ministry of Health has received walk-in cold rooms and nutrition supplies procured by UNICEF funded by the Government of Japan to continue to improve the health of all children in Sri Lanka. The cold chain items handed over are 13 walk-in cold rooms, huge refrigerators capable of safely holding large stocks of highly temperature-sensitive vaccines, and the equipment has been installed in Colombo and at the regional medical supply divisions in the Gampa, Kaltragol, Kandy, Kegol, Anuradhapura, Ratnapura and Badula districts. The equipment will boost the immunization system, ensuring proper and safe storage of vaccines and availability where they are needed. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And in Watchlight this evening, Sri Lanka's Biodiversity Secretariat says that 81 of the country's bird species are threatened with extinction. Director of the Biodiversity Secretariat under the Ministry of Environment, RHMP Abekun, told the media that Sri Lanka is a biodiversity hotspot with 435 species of birds, and this has been found during a nationwide survey on the Red Data Book of 2022. The director said the birds are faced with the threat of extinction owing to the damage caused to their habitat by humans. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
In the headlines, US and Germany are ready to send tanks to Ukraine. UN agencies warn the prevalence of food insecurity is increasing globally. And Michelle Yeoh makes history as first Asian Best Actress nominee in Academy Awards. After months of reluctance, the US and Germany reportedly plan to send tanks to Ukraine in what Kiev hopes will be a game-changer on the battlefield. US President Joe Biden's administration is expected to announce plans to send at least 30 M1 Abrams tanks. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has also reportedly decided to send at least 14 Leopard 2 tanks. Russia's ambassador to the US said the news was another blatant provocation. According to a report by the UN agency's growing number of people in Asia lack enough to eat as food insecurity rises with higher prices and worsening poverty. Nearly 500 million people, more than 8 in 10 of them in South Asia, were undernourished in 2021, and more than 1 billion faced moderate to severe food insecurity. The report is the 5th annual stocktaking on food insecurity and hunger by UN agencies including the FAO, UNICEF, WHO and the World Food Programme. Chinese fans are celebrating the Oscar nomination of Michelle Yeoh for Best Actress in the 95th Academy Awards. She was nominated for her starring role in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which also earned her a Golden Globes win earlier this month. She will become the first Asian woman to triumph in her category if she wins. Yeoh is the first Malaysian and also the first woman of Chinese descent to gain an Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Back to the headlines of the world news. US and Germany are ready to send tanks to Ukraine. UN agencies warn the prevalence of food insecurity is increasing globally. And Michelle Yeoh makes history as first Asian Best Actress nominee in Academy Awards. And that ends World News.
Development News.
The French manufacturing giant Michelin, the second largest tire manufacturer in the world, recently signed 6 supplementary agreements with the Board of Investment worth $20.94 million, denoting a gesture of expressing confidence in expanding business in Sri Lanka amid economic challenges and thereby bolstering the partnership with the BOI. And that was Development News.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Commenting on a 9-time men's champion Djokovic's statement that he was an easy target to be the villain, Australian Open semi-finalist Victoria Azarenka says she feels sympathy for Novak Djokovic and pleaded for players not to be treated as villains. Belarus's Azarenka is in her first Melbourne semi-final since 2013, when the legitimacy of a medical timeout against Sloane Stephens was questioned. Serbia's Djokovic has been accused of dramatizing the extent of hamstring injury during the Australian Open. Azarenka said, sportsmen are also regular human beings that go through many, many things. Sometimes the fans have an incredible desire for a villain and a hero story that has to be written. But the players are neither villains nor heroes. And that came to you in Tennis News in Sports.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීත හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Nippon Paint Lanka sponsored the 2022 Student Jamboree of the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects, SLIA, held recently in Suryawava. The annual event, conducted by the Board of Architectural Education of the SLIA for the students of the 4 schools of architecture in Sri Lanka, the University of Moratuwa, the City School of Architecture, General Sir John Kotalawala Defence University, and the Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, provided an opportunity for them to have a closer interaction before they join the profession as future architects. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු ගීත හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Economic News, courtesy of... For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first. And this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC, imagine the possibilities.
In economic news, the subcommittee of the Parliamentary Committee on Public Accounts, COPA, during its recent meeting emphasised on the need for the preparation of a joint plan to train workers to produce qualified employees for the foreign job market. This was discussed when the committee reviewed the training program prepared by the Inter-Ministerial Committee on producing qualified and skilled migrant workers for foreign jobs. The committee was chaired by the MP Dr. Sudashini Fernandopoulos, and that was economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Met Department forecast showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the western, Sabaragamu, northwestern provinces and in the Kandy, Nuwara Eliya, and Matra districts during the afternoon or night. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters are likely at some places. And that was the weather report. And before we conclude this news broadcast, the headlines once again. An all-party conference is scheduled under the patronage of the President. The Premier emphasises the significance of the role of government officials in overcoming the prevailing crisis. The Central Bank Governor is hopeful that the IMF will receive all financial assurances for debt restructuring. The Indian High Commissioner underscores the importance of Sri Lanka-India cooperation. Lanka Sathusa slashes the price of 6 essential food items. Foreign news, US and Germany are ready to send tanks to Ukraine. Sports, tennis, Victoria Azarenka supports Novak Djokovic and says players aren't villains. And with that we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.